things because they are not as critical or they are not as important as any other person would think. Why? I take time in my own little strange way to make efforts to reassure her. She takes time to reassure me that our commitment is first towards each other. So it's comfortable to talk about her ex or my ex, and it's not in a way, not in a derogatory way or in a way to bring up old wounds, but to understand that before we met, we had lives. All right, I had a life before I met her. She had a life before she met me, and that is so critical. If you don't know the background of your partner, if you don't know the background of the person you're with, something is wrong with your perception of yourself. Both of you need to understand. There are people that complain about how their husbands or their wives have changed, and when you ask them, or when you now do a small finding of who they used to be, you'll be amazed at how can you honestly not have known that these tendencies were there. He was already violent before you met him. She was already very violent before you met her. So what did you expect? Did you expect her to be a pushover? Did they expect her to be a timid person? You've caught him a couple of times overdosing, almost ending his own life, driving under the influence, and then somewhere in your head, he had never, at no point did he tell you he had come to a place where in his life he had resolved to become a little bit more responsible, to become a little bit more in tune with what both of you are trying to do with yourself. And then you get into marriage, and then you're saying you're surprised. Most times, violence in relationships, there were tendencies long before those relationships. Now, it's not in all cases, but usually in most cases it happens. And it's really, really important that we understand that. So dealing with our exes is a big deal. All right, but that's how it's done. Constantly reassure yourselves, become 5 and 6, speak those kinds of things to yourself. The second part is lies. Dealing with lies when you are caught in a lie. It could be the woman, it could be the man, when you are caught in a lie. Now, lies are, number one, no, my pastor. First, lies are completely a misnomer for our behavior. But secondly, lies are survival. It's the brain or the environment forcing us to create alterations in our ideologies to be able to get the person that we're talking to be more comfortable or less apprehensive about the information we have given to them. So for instance, you go out of the house and you're going to spend 5 hours, but you spend 10 hours and then you're back, but you already have a lie cooked up in your head, and you say, oh, I was with the girls, this girl, and this girl. Unfortunately for you, as you get into the living room, you find the girl in the living room. And your husband is saying, but you said you were with her, but she's at home here waiting for you. At that point, you see, these things happen. If you understand what I'm saying, just holler at me, okay? Just type. Princess, I see also the man finds out that for the past 6 months, you've been lying to him about that situation, about your brother or your sister, and you've just been fleecing him of money. And guess what? You weren't using the money for anything. You just wanted money. You just wanted to have money in your hand. Hey, Jonah Usman, good to see you. Good to see you. You just wanted to lie. The same thing, the man or the woman can be caught in a lie. So what happens when you are caught in a lie? The reason why I'm stressing this is that it happens every single day. Okay, a husband could have caught himself lying, and now because men have their ego thing, it's really very hard for a man to admit or to accept that he was caught in a lie. He would rather shout and scatter the whole thing and walk away, or she would rather avoid him for a couple of days and hope that it has passed. But you see, once a lie is not addressed, once a lie is not brought to the fore and cleared out, most times the issues people have in relationships or in marriage is unresolved issues that are kept under the rug, issues that everybody just allowed time pass away and not get into. Now, I'm not meaning that both of you sit down again and bring up the whole thing, but I mean make sure that there is a discussion that clarified the situation that happened then. So for the man, for instance, if you're caught in a lie, let me go back to the beginning, the trust thing. If you trust someone there is no need to lie to them. Let me say that again. If you trust someone, there is no reason to lie to them. If you catch yourself lying to your husband, if you catch yourself lying to your wife, it is a symptom of a trust issue. So you see, it's not at that point you did not trust them. You did not trust him or her long before then. Your symptoms just began to manifest themselves through lies. So once you start lying to your husband, once you start lying to your wife, there's already a problem. Now, what needs to happen is, if you are caught in a lie, is to not try to contest it. It's not, both of you already know it's true. Both of you already know it's a lie. You said you bought that thing for 10,000 naira, and then she goes out the next day and finds that thing was 2,800 naira. The question is, why did you lie? Did you feel the need to impress your partner? Did you feel the need to not be embarrassed talking to your partner? For whatever reasons people lie, I want to encourage you. It is a very unhealthy practice. Do not lie to the people you love. You destroy your life, you destroy your marriage, you destroy your relationships when you lie, to the people that you claim to love. When you lie to them, it is toxic, it is poisonous, it kills the very life of that relationship. Okay, so now you're caught in a lie. You're a man or you're a woman, guilty as charged, not justifying it. However, my ex was overbearing, and in that one case, I told her I wasn't speaking to my female colleagues when I was. She found out and all hell broke loose. I trust her, but she wasn't. Hey, Cecilia, good to see you. Good to see you. All right, so Thompson, I hear you, but you see, all hell broke loose because you thought that by telling that lie, you were protecting a complicated situation. Okay, she didn't want you to talk to your female colleagues, and you didn't want to offend her or offend your colleagues, so you kept talking to your colleagues, and then you told her, and then she finds out, and then all hell breaks loose and everything gets spoiled. Listen, a lie never rectifies anything. Let me say that again. A lie never rectifies anything in a relationship. Rather, lies complicate things even more. Lies complicates things even more. The reason why I'm hoping that by the end of the year, in 2018, we're going to be having live events where couples, husbands, wife, fiancés and fiancées can come in, and we can have sessions where these things are talked about, is that it is not as mysterious, or it's not as far out as people think. Telling the truth sets free. The truth makes you lighter. The truth makes you more honest. The truth makes you more mature. So, for instance, I want to go out, or she says, I want to go out, and then she mentions where she wants to go. You search for it and you find out that it's about 35 or 45,000. Cecilia from Abuja made it. Yeah. I was in Abuja 2 weeks ago, and you did not check up on me. I just thought you should know, Cecilia. Right, so what was I saying? What was I saying before this? About lies. Okay. Yeah, so you tell a lie, and then I'm going to be having live events. I'm talking about live events. So the reason why this is important, lies destroy your relationship. Lies complicate things. Sometimes people think it's cool to lie, especially when you say you're a playboy or you're a runs girl. Ultimately, nobody's deceived but yourself. I have seen people who have strung 3, 4, 5 guys along at the same time, or 3, 4, 5 ladies at the same time. At the end of the day, they didn't marry any of the 5, because slowly but eventually they all found out. What makes it more complicated is if you have lied for so long, and then suddenly you find out that everybody you've been lying to were not too far from themselves. I've been in a situation where at the wedding reception, the girl finds out that 3 or 4 people she had lied to or lied about were friends to the man, to the new person that she was getting married to. So she was either going to have to lie for the rest of the marriage, or do something about it, and we had to organize an intervention where she needed to level with him and had to deal with those things on that level, had to call all those people, apologize to them. Because you see, once you're caught in a web of lies, your integrity is questionable. Once you are caught in a web of lies, so once you say